Welcome back to episode 3 of Adventure Kings Presents A Beginner's Guide to Camping. I'm Brenno and I've been lucky enough to make my addiction for camping my entire life. I'm here to help guide you through your camping journey to get you camping amazingly. I left you last episode having looked at the very first thing you need to sort when it comes to setting up a campsite, and that's your camping accommodation. We compared the 3 main types of camping accommodation: freestanding tents, rooftop tents and swags. And hopefully you now have a good overview of the relative benefits and shortfalls of each of the 3 options. If you haven't seen that episode yet, it's well worth a watch. I've dropped a link in the description. So in this episode, we'll take a look at the next thing that you need to get your head around when it comes to setting up a campsite, and that's food and drink storage and camp cooking. And remember those 3 statements that I keep referring back to throughout this series: that camping doesn't mean roughing it, that camping is about having fun, and that camping has come a seriously long way. You'll see what I mean as we go through this episode and I show you how to eat and drink like a king wherever you're camped. If your idea of camp cooking is burnt snags over the campfire, then I've got amazing news for you. So before we get into things, let me take a moment to remind you to hit the subscribe button and the notification button, because the more positive feedback we get from these videos, the more opportunity I get to make more videos like this. And another reminder as well, throughout this series, if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments section. And in the 6th and final episode of A Beginner's Guide to Camping, I'll answer as many of them as I can. Righto, let's get into it. Okay, so straight away, let me put something to bed. Ice and ice boxes definitely do have their place in amongst food and drink storage when you're camping, but they are not the only option. You've probably seen or heard of camping fridges before, and here at Adventure Kings, camping fridge freezers are one of our most popular products we sell. These portable fridge freezers are amazing because they run a proper refrigerant compressor just like your fridge at home. That means they're capable of keeping a low temperature on even the hottest days. And there's a reason you'll hear me often refer to them as a fridge freezer, because you can legitimately set an Adventure Kings fridge freezer down as low as minus 18 degrees Celsius and run it as a freezer if you want. Portable camping fridge freezers are broken down into 2 categories: ones that run solely on electricity from a battery or a wall socket at home, and ones you'll hear referred to as 3-way, which run on 240 volt power at home, 12 volt power at camp, and also on a barbecue gas bottle when you're stationary at camp. Our fridge freezers all run on electricity, with the main benefits to this style of fridge being that they're lightweight, efficient, and are a simple set and forget setup. No needing to change from battery power to gas, which can only be used when you aren't moving anyway. An electric camping fridge freezer obviously needs electricity to run, which is where a deep cycle battery comes into play. In the next episode in this series, I'm going to hand the video over to my mate Khan, who is honestly obsessed with camping electrical systems. He'll show you how to easily add an auxiliary electrical system to your camping setup that will let you run a camping fridge freezer indefinitely without worrying about flattening your battery. I can't stress highly enough just how useful a camping fridge freezer is when you're camping. Gone are the days of relying on ice and having it melt and make a soggy mess of your food. With a camping fridge freezer, all you do is plug it in, fill it with your food, set it to the temperature you want, and you're set. However, like I said earlier, ice and ice boxes still do have their place. I really rate carrying an ice box for your drinks, particularly in summer and particularly if you've got a big camping crew. It doesn't matter as much if the ice melts if it's just your drinks that are in the ice box, and this method also saves room in your fridge for more food. Lastly, and just to throw a bit more information your way, camping fridges are further broken down into 2 different styles: single zone and dual zone. As the name suggests, this refers to the style of the fridge and how many compartments it has. A single zone fridge is an excellent cost-effective way to store your food and drink while camping, but dual zone fridges are my personal favourite because they obviously offer even more storage space, but even better, they let you individually set each compartment's temperature. You could run one compartment as a fridge, the other as a freezer, or both as either if you like. When it comes to making camping hassle-free and headache-free, nothing will make such a positive effect on your camping experience as a quality portable fridge freezer. So food storage is obviously only half of the equation. The other side to the story is camp cooking. Now let me say this, camp cooking shouldn't be a chore, it should be fun. It's also incredibly easy to eat just as well when you're at camp as you would when you're at home. If you love getting stuck into cooking a barbecue on the weekends, then you'll love cooking up a feast when you're camping. Broadly speaking, camp cooking is broken up into two different methods. Campfire cooking, where you cook over an open campfire, and gas-powered barbecue cooking. Both methods will produce an amazing result. It all comes down to your personal preference. There's something almost a bit romantic about being out in the bush and cooking over an open fire. It can be as easy as getting a little fire started and using one of these cool campfire barbecue plates over the top of the open flames. This method of cooking is extremely cost effective, as the only fuel you need is a few sticks to get the fire started. You can then step up to something like this cool combination pivoting set of barbecue plates, which gives you the ability to move the food on and off the heat easily to better control your cooking. And of course, I can't forget to mention the mighty camp oven, a camping favourite for decades. Just get some nice hot coals going, sit the oven on top, fill it full of your favourite food from a roast to a stew, put the lid on and throw a few coals on top. In a couple of hours, you'll have the most amazing camp roast you can imagine. And if the campsite that you're camping at doesn't allow an open fire, then you can even get these clever enclosed portable camp oven stoves that hold the fire inside and give you heat for warmth and for cooking. Campfire cooking is in fact a lot of fun, but my personal favourite way to cook at camp is with a portable gas-powered barbecue. Of course, that means the need to carry a gas bottle, and the very important point I need to make here is that for legal and safety reasons, you must transport the gas bottle outside your vehicle cabin, most often on your roof rack. But for that small trade-off, you get the ability to tailor your camp cooking method specifically to the food you're cooking, and there's the added benefit of not having to contend with the heat of the fire or smoke from the fire in close proximity while you're cooking. Both methods will allow you to put a kettle on and boil water, whether it's for a cuppa or for meal prep. So once you've chosen your method of cooking, well then the next thing to sort is your cutlery, your plates, and of course your cooking utensils. Now of course if you're starting out and you're on a budget, the simplest and easiest thing is to pack a bag of gear from home. This will work fine provided that you're careful, but home plates and cutlery aren't really designed to be travelled with and are obviously prone to breakage. Then there's the issue of all your good gear from home getting dirty and possibly lost to contend with, which is why I think it's a much better idea to have a dedicated camp cooking kit for your campsite. I'm personally not a big fan of cheap disposable plastic plates, knives and forks because they're almost always flimsy, and of course single-use items are terrible for the environment. Dedicated camp cooking tools and picnic sets are designed to be strong enough to withstand travelling easily, and they can take a knock or an accidental drop without breaking. They're also easy to use, and most importantly they're easy to clean, particularly important if you aren't camped near a source of fresh water and you're having to conserve water. Now I want to give a special shout out to one of the most useful bits of camp cooking gear you can ever buy, something that I think every camper should have, and that is a vacuum sealer. Camping meal prep lets you eat better, easier, healthier and cheaper by pre-cooking your meals and sealing them into individual bags. You can then either freeze the individual portions or just keep them in your fridge, and heating them up at camp is as easy as dropping the entire bag into a saucepan of boiling water. Using this method, I've been able to get individual meals down to as little as $3 a serve. You can't argue with that for value for money. So there you go, the basics of camp cooking and food and drink storage. Rather than camp cooking being a chore, it should absolutely be fun. I love getting to camp, setting up and cooking up a feast and impressing my mates. Next episode, you'll hear from my mate Khan about camping electrical systems, which are the key to a comfortable, enjoyable camping experience and allow you to bring all the luxuries of home with you when you go camping. And finally, just before I go, a quick reminder, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button as well, because the more feedback I get about these videos I'm making, the more I get to make these videos. Catch you next time.